Hey, what is up, guys? Joseph here for my review for The Walking Dead Season 6, Episode 14, titled Twice as Far. As usual, spoiler alert is in order. Now, this episode was, wasn't kind of, it was the slowest episode of this second half. That being said, I started off not liking. I didn't really hate it because we've had 9, 10, 11, 12, 5 good episodes to me anyways. I know a lot of you didn't like a couple of them, but I liked all 5, the previous 5 episodes from episode 9 to 13. But this episode, up until, like I said, spoiler alert, up until Denise's death, I really didn't care about this episode. It was one of those slow. I wouldn't classify this as a filler episode because of the last 15-20 minutes, maybe around there somewhere. Just because of the last minutes, I wouldn't classify this as a filler episode. Episodes like Steel, which was the episode with Beth and Daryl, the only two back in season 4 when everybody went their separate ways. Basically, that was a filler episode. Most of the season 4 second half episodes were filler, but I wouldn't classify this episode as filler because of that last 15 or so minutes. I don't know if that's exact, but whatever. But Denise died she died the same way as Abraham did in the comics. She was talking about, like, I forget. She was basically going on a speech, like a long speech to Daryl and Rosita that they need to start living, basically. And then Denise gets shot with an arrow through the eye, and she continues to talk after that, and then she falls dead. Now, I honestly thought they were actually going to give that exact same death to Abraham like it was in the comics because of how Abraham was in this episode, but it appears not. Anyways, as for Denise gets killed by, you may remember, from episode 6, Always Accountable, Dwight. The guy who stole Daryl's crossbow and motorcycle, Dwight. And I honestly didn't like the face burn of Dwight at first because you didn't really get that full effect. When he turned to his side and you saw the rest of the head, I liked it. And Daryl feels guilty about not killing Dwight like he probably should have in episode 6, and after all that stuff happens, like they had like a 5-minute dialogue back and forth, him and Dwight. Eugene. The most shocking thing in this episode was not Denise's death. It was I can't even say it. Eugene. Okay. In order to escape the Saviors, Eugene. Well, first let me back up. Abraham, about halfway through the episode, Abraham leaves Eugene because Eugene tells him your services are no longer required. Basically, tell him to pack up his bags and go. So Abraham leaves him. Eugene gets captured by Dwight and held hostage to force Daryl and Rosita to do what Dwight wants them to do. Abraham goes behind these barrels, getting ready for an ambush, and all of a sudden Eugene spills the beans and tells Dwight that Abraham is hiding behind the barrels. At first, I honestly did think that Eugene was trying to get Abraham killed. But then, I really don't even want to. I honestly don't even want to say this. You know what? Instead of me telling you what happens, see for yourself.
You want to kill someone? You start with our companion hiding over there behind the oil barrels. He's a first-class a-hole, and he deserves it so much more than us three.
Go check it out.
Even though I know that happens in the comics, I didn't think they would actually do that. Like, there are some certain parts in the comics that I do not, well, some of them have been adapted to the show, but there are some that I can't even say that happens in the comics that I can't imagine them doing in the show. And Eugene biting in that area, I honestly wouldn't want to see again. But overall, at first, like I said, I didn't like this episode, but once Denise died, I enjoyed it. Like, it turned around, did a complete 180, and quick. But that's it for this review, and yeah, comment down below, let me know what you think of thought of the episode, and as always, like me on Facebook at JMash97, follow me on Twitter JMash97. As always, links in the description below. Mash out!